Good evening, guys, and happy Friday to all of our sunshiny faces. Actually, it's Saturday in the morning. I am trying to go to bed right now. Well, we went to Jack's football game, which they ended up losing 18-8. But honestly, it was a pretty good game. The thing was that the offense seemed like it was struggling a little bit. 2 of their 18 points were on safeties, or 4 of their 18 points were from safeties. They only scored twice. I know one of the extra points that they tried to run in, we stopped. I don't know about the second one, and it is too late for me to try and do math right now and figure out what that is. We got a touchdown with the extra point as well. So we ran it in, so it was 2 points. So, or pass or whatever we ended up doing. We got 2 points though. Anyways, guys. So it wasn't honestly all that bad of a game. The defense was stinking out there forever though. Because like I said, like the defense actually made the 2 big stops that they made were like, again, red zone, like probably, 5-yard line or something like that. And then they ended up getting both the safeties, like on the first or second plays of each of those drives. So it turned out where, like they get the points and then they also get the ball back. So defense just made some huge stop right at the goal line, get the ball back for the offense, and then a play or 2 later they're back out on the field with points scored on them, and back out there now to have to go and play defense all over again. So yeah, guys, that was a little tough, but I guess like sort of like, I mean, it's not a good thing, but like they could have scored a touchdown. At least they only got 2 points there, but still, like, we got the ball back and we couldn't move it away far enough that we didn't get a safety twice. So anyways, guys, but Jack played, he said he didn't play very well. I thought he had a couple of good plays. Like, I know my dad said though that Jack was out of position several times, and like normally that's not Jack. Like normally, like my dad says, like if anything, he can count on Jack to like know what he's supposed to be doing, and Jack was sort of all over the place, and Jack was like, I don't know why, I was just sort of in my own head today. Like, I don't know if he like got himself caught up or like was thinking like, something like that, I don't know. And then he also played center, which I will say was tough for him because they kept blitzing right where Jack was, and or they kept doing, I think they were doing a lot of line stunts too from their defensive line, was what Jack was saying. He was like, the guy that I thought I was blocking all of a sudden would go in a different spot than where, like he was supposed to be. So I think that might have been it, but overall, like, it wasn't that horrible. Like, and again, Jack can only pick up one of the 2 people that are coming into the A gap, and so like sometimes if somebody get through, then that wasn't Jack's responsibility, but it seemed like there was at least, like he was somewhat making some type of block. It seemed like a lot of a good portion of the time, I will say. But again, it's sort of tough. And then I was like, well, I don't know if the other kids then, like, that were around him also knew who they were supposed to be picking up, because they kept like blitzing the linebackers. So yeah, I don't know, guys. I don't know how all of that was working out, like the offensive side of things. Normally I can tell sort of like with the defense a little bit, like if Jack did his job or not, where he was supposed to be on defense. It's harder because this is the first year he's played offensive line since youth football, and he never was center either. So like, that's like, you have a responsibility, and then like, again, if they're blitzing there, and it's tough because the quarterback's right behind you. So but it wasn't always like the guy that actually came through. I don't know, like I said, I don't know where Jack's responsibility ended up lining based also on what their calls were and stuff like that, but he didn't end up doing too bad. My dad also said too that the team we ended up playing today one of the really good teams gave up 3 touchdowns too, and we only ended up giving up 2 plus the safeties. And again, also too, because our defense was out on the field for so long, and we also gave them really good field position a couple of times too, where we couldn't move the football, like on offense. So for only giving up actually 2 touchdowns, I thought the defense played really well. It was the offense that sort of looked like the sore thumb sort of the football game. And we were able to stay for a little bit of the varsity game, but Jack didn't bring like a sweatshirt or anything like that, and he was like drenched, like soaking wet, not only from the water cups, because, you know, to reduce, you know, like contamination and stuff like that, and water bottles and all that kind of stuff, because normally they'll just have like a pack of water bottles and run it out onto the field, you know, and squirt them all in the kid's mouth. But because obviously there is spittle that can get back on the water bottles and then go in another kid's mouth, that's obviously not very good during a pandemic. So they ended up doing it with just like water trays, but apparently Jack was drinking very sloppily and ended up multiple times spilling all over himself. And so yeah, he was like soaked not only from sweat but also from water, and so my mom was like, you're gonna like catch pneumonia or something like that being out here from you know, not having a sweatshirt or anything like that. So we stayed for like a quarter and a half of the varsity game, and they actually looked, my dad said they ended up losing, but the beginning of the game it was 0-0, and as we were leaving the other team scored, but it was like halfway through the second quarter, I think, was around the time like we left. My dad said that at halftime, because he had to stay because of the coach, you know, he was a coach, and so, and he has like all the responsibilities over the varsity game. So, sorry guys. Anyways, he said that at halftime, I think it was 14-0. And I think the final was like 30-7 maybe, or something like that. Like, or 8 maybe, I think we scored. Or maybe it was 14. And I think we only got maybe 1 touchdown. Something like that. So anyways, yeah. Varsity didn't end up doing that great, but Frost's soft team ended up, like I said, held the other team a little bit better and put, you know, it was a closer margin. So anyways, guys, my voice is almost gone. It's 3 in the morning because once we came back from the game again, we came home a little bit earlier. So I think it was around like 7 o'clock or something like that. I finished pretty much my grocery list for doing at Jewel, Aldi, and Walmart tomorrow. And then, again, was sort of pretty much done with that. Then my dad and Jack were like, oh, do you want to watch the new Falcon Winter Soldier episode that's out tonight? And I was like, well, it came out like early in the morning or something like that. I was like, okay, sure. So I sort of assumed that that was just going to be like, I didn't realize that it was actually an hour-long episode. That was like half an hour or something like that. So this was probably around 10:30, I think, or like maybe no later than 11 o'clock. We ended up going and watching it, and I was like, oh sure, like a half an hour, you know, I can be in bed by, you know, midnight or something like that, or take a shower by that time. Me and Jack were talking about all kinds of random stuff. My dad had already went to bed, and it's now 3 in the morning, and I am like, oh my gosh, I've got to get up early tomorrow to go to the stores. My voice is gone because I was yelling at the football game, and because me and Jack were talking for multiple hours straight. And it's just not helping that I keep talking and like straining my voice worse. And so yeah, guys, but it was nice to be out at the football, like wearing my mask and stuff. Like I didn't even really realize that like we were out there, like, you know, like all, you know, masked up and everything like that. It actually, I felt very warm wearing my mask because I was all bundled up and my face was covered and everything. Like, you know, being able to actually see people and them smiling through their mask and stuff like that, of people, because like honestly guys, like I've been out to the grocery store, I've been around human beings in the last year, but you know, I haven't really like seen hardly anybody that I've actually known. Like, haven't run into anybody at the grocery store, said hi, or like talked to anybody really. So actually, like, again, having some, you know, even just short sort of conversations is like, and seeing more than one person maybe that I recognize, I was like, oh my gosh, there's that person and that person. And, you know, like, just like seeing people, I was like, you know, again, that I recognize that aren't just random masked strangers at the grocery store was kind of also refreshing. So yeah, it was fun. And also to be able to see some live sports actually there in person. Like, at this point last year, I'm pretty sure that we didn't even have sports on television. So to be able to actually be at a sporting event, you know, was pretty amazing. So anyways, yeah, guys, I'm going to take a shower and get to bed. Like I said, obviously way too late. I probably will be up at 8 in the morning tomorrow, so probably won't be in bed until closer to 4 o'clock. So probably 4 or 5 hours of sleep maybe that I'm gonna get tonight. We'll see. This is gonna be fun tomorrow, guys. See how much I can get done on almost no sleep whatsoever. Anyways, though, I'll see you all on tomorrow's vlog. If you guys did enjoy today's, make sure you guys give a big old thumbs up. If you guys are new, we'd love if you'd subscribe, and I'll see all of your sunshiny faces tomorrow. So bye, guys.